Hey, it's your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today. We are back. Sorry about the long absence. I've had quite a busy schedule and have not had a lot of time to update my YouTube viewer community and YouTube village here. So thank you so much for hanging in there. And what really kind of prompted me to get back and move some time into my schedule is I want to give a real heartfelt gratitude out to my viewers who have recently made a donation to the Peace and Harmony channel. And that is what has really inspired me to get back within it today, to know that I'm providing valuable content. So we have a very generous viewer an international viewer in Chile. For anonymous sake, I'm going to keep your identity private, but for all of you who are viewing and benefiting from this channel, a huge shout out to those who have recently made a donation to the Peace and Harmony channel. International viewers in Chile, Turkey, the United Kingdom, and the like, as well as in the United States. Thank you so much. It really means so much to me. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I really want to address some very important viewer questions that we've received in the past couple of weeks, and that is really focusing in on the hurt of the female psychopath. And I know that this is a really relevant topic. We have a shared, sex viewership here, about 60% women, 40% men. So we have a very strong male viewership. And I receive a lot of comments, questions, and inquiries about those, especially presenting with pathology in the female psychopath, and really kind of I'm looking at the love bombing, the desire, the addiction, and really the healing and moving through when it comes to a female psychopath. Now, as you know, a female psychopath, number one, it presents with a huge desire for power, a huge desire for domination, and their charm can be very strong. Their gaze can be very strong, so it becomes very attractive, very alluring. In their gaze, it can be very magnetic. Very charismatic, and the gaze can really very much draw you in. And the charm of their personality also has one of magnetic resonance, meaning you feel attracted to this person. You don't know why. There's a certain woo about them. There's a certain way that they move, a certain way that they look, a certain way that they hold their body, and it's very captivating. And a lot of men are attracted to this. And a lot of men are, of course, not analyzing why they're attracted to this. They might say, oh, that's just a very strong, captivating, charming woman. And so they don't dissect it. They tend to overlook really the idea that maybe that they are being taken advantage of. They don't ever take that into account, and they don't really understand. They don't really see the forest for the trees while the love bombing, while they're being entrapped and ensnared through this, really, I'm going to call it a pathological charm. And what is so pathological is that it tends to be manipulative in nature. It's not loving for the sake of loving and in your best interest in order to enhance your life. It's because there's a pre-calculated motive to take you over and dominate you and succumb you to their power. So in other words, there is always an end destruction in mind. And although a lot of men find this hard to believe in the beginning, especially when they're addicted, especially when they're broken down and in the gaslighting stage where really their sense of reality is really kind of flipped, where everything seems to be about them and everything, they have really kind of had a life-changing or pivotal life-changing moment with these people, and oftentimes feeling so aroused, so enamored by their sexuality, oftentimes is the allure and is the draw and is captivating, and oftentimes is capitalized. These female psychopaths will capitalize on this sort of manly nature, masculine nature of you, and it can be oftentimes emasculating because of the amount of energy that they require to maintain them. In other words, it might be the key to the car, then the key to the condo, the key to the house, vacations, where they are sort of dominating you and you are then giving your all to them. And really, I liken this to a situation which a viewer comment had put in, and this is very interesting, so stay tuned for this. he said, bring me your psychopathic female. I want a woman who is powerful. I want a woman with a lot of money, a lot of clout. Send her my way. And it's very interesting because a lot of men might think that they want this, a powerful woman, a woman with a lot of money, a lot of charm. But yet, what if what you are wanting is destroying you? If you are wanting this woman and she has your end destruction in mind, why would you want her? Why would you want this? Why would you want this physical overtaking of your body, mind, and spirit to the point where you're no longer in control? Because the female psychopath has your end destruction in mind, and it's pre-calculated. They see things, they see their victims very clearly in a way that you don't even perceive of yourself. They have, because of their neurobiology, because of the way that they process information and their lack of conscience, they are able to sense and manipulate people in the ways that most people, really the entire mass of humanity, is not able to manipulate. So if you want to call it a superpower, an evil power, the Jezebel complex, whatever you want to call it, whatever you want to label it, it is what it is. It's a very divisive, demeaning overtaking of your body, mind, and spirit, and more so your perception and your cognitive relation to other people, and really you're relating to your environment. And it's a very deep concept when we talk about this. And, it can be a woman of small stature, large stature. The woman can be very petite, she can be large. It really doesn't matter the body size. It has more to do with what is going on in her cognition and her lack of consciousness and her need to manipulate and overtake people. That is really involved with a lot of changes that take place with emotional context of words, the way that they use their language, and the neurolinguistic programming is a psychological takeover. And when we talk about this, it can be very alluring in the beginning because the man really wants to give up his power and relax in the presence of this woman. And they feel enthralled, in the fits of romance or love. And they really feel like it's an answer to, their request, desire for a loving, nurturing woman who is very strong and powerful. Yet, like this viewer aptly stated, which I want you to really look at and analyze this question, because you need to be able to take a step back and look at it, what it is you are really attracted to. And if you are attracted to someone who wants to take control over you or cause you to lose control, or you are attracted to a woman who wants to overpower you, this is not a positive. If you are losing control over yourself, your body, your emotions to this woman, in other words, your boundaries are enmeshed. You don't have that sense of control over yourself. You're given into this oceanic feeling. And you think that this is, in the beginning, it is very positive, but it becomes very negative when you can't function, when it becomes a sense of loss of peace within your mind. You become very paranoid because this woman then starts to begin the mind games and, flipping emotions around and sort of pulling strings, triangulating with other people, other situations, other men, other people in position. Realize that this is part of the domination. And in part of this channel, we have a lot of disordered people who will comment. In other words, people who say peace and harmony, why don't you interview me? I'm a psychopath. You can use me as an example. As a psychopath, we can identify other psychopaths and we can see how they victimize others, and we know who their victims are. So in other words, please understand that these individuals who are pathological have a different perception of the world, of relationships, of environments, and they're able to take advantage and exploit others and push the envelope to areas that are manipulative and hurtful and really will cause you to mess up and ensnare you and snaggle you and make you falter in your the way that you carry yourself, the way that you think, the way you feel, the way you relate to what's valuable and important to you in your life. So they oftentimes get you to let go of these, telling you that your most important relationships are meaningless. Why would you care about this? Why would you care about that? And then they basically put themselves in the queen position. And, there's a way energetically that you feel that there's this kind of magnetic draw where it's very difficult to separate yourself and your communication really with your reality and kind of come back to your senses. So it's very much like when you are emerging from this hurt, this domination, this psychological overwhelm of a female psychopath. And for those people who have been victimized and targeted, you will know what I'm speaking of. But it's almost, when you're emerging from it, I really think of it as if it's like a deaf man that has all of a sudden lost, found his hearing. In other words, all of a sudden your senses, your hearing is turned on and you don't know how to make sense of everything that you're hearing and you're taking in again. It's, your healing is like being able to recover your sense of being able to hear and see reality clearly again according to your values, not the values of the psychopathic female, because she has overwhelmed in how you think and process. And I know that this is deep, but oftentimes caused you to disentangle or disenfranchise your own values. In other words, they've obliterated them. And so this can cause you to not think in your best interest and not know who you are or what is right for you. It causes you to have a distorted thinking according to their illusion and their disillusion. So it's hard to separate your own values, and oftentimes it's very difficult to pull yourself out. It's very difficult to really disentangle yourself from this, pull yourself out, kind of remove yourself, and pull your energetic boundaries back. And so really what you need to do is realize that you need to create almost like if you can, an invisible boundary between yourself and this person, where, in other words, their energy cannot enter in, almost like you would think like a soundproof booth. You've heard of it's soundproof. Like if you were a recording artist and you're playing, you people outside the booth could not hear. Think of these psychopaths like that. They need to be outside of your energetic field, your realm, your thought patterns, your sight, your vision, your touch, your taste, your sense. You need to really restore this for yourself and disengage from this woman and realize that oftentimes what you have desired is not really what you do desire. It's a lesson learned. In other words, like this viewer who said, I want a woman who's powerful, with money, with clout. I don't care. Realize that what you're drawn to in this situation is your destruction. That is the psychopath female who has this in store in a very pre-calculated, premeditated manner. So as you begin to see the lines that they have mapped out for those victims in their life, remove yourself from that role in their life. Realize that maybe it has created somewhat of an addiction of feelings to this person. And now begin to withdraw, begin to go through the purging process, begin to go through, even if it's very difficult and very scary, begin to go through that cleansing and restore your senses and do things, number one, that you value in your own life, things that are important to you, even if it's just peace and quiet. Give yourself those moments to unplug and untarnish yourself from a victimizer, oftentimes known as a female psychopath. It's peace and harmony with you here today. I hope these videos do help. Please share and please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussion, and support. Love you.